Okay, fabulous folded card dies are featuring Bendi card cutting dies, and this is what a Bendi card looks like. And I'm really pleased to share this with you because we have a template with the Bendi card and is one of our favorite templates, so it's wonderful to have it in a cutting die. Won't you please come play with us? Okay, let's get started. Now, the Bendi card, like all of the fabulous folded cutting dies, has the instructions on the packaging and illustrations right there to show you how to do it, but I'm going to walk you through that. You have 3 dies, and here we go. This is the arch, which is the back of it. You have the front layer, which is the narrower one, and then you have the center layer, which is the thicker one, okay? And let me show you how to put it together. I'm going to bring in white to go behind this so I can show it to you. Now, we're going to take the arch and we're going to die cut it out. In fact, you're going to cut out one each of the 3 pieces. So I've got them here. And I've got a little post-it here to say that that's where the slit is, because there's a slit on this arch, perfectly located, but I know that you kind of can't see it. So just wanted to make a note. So right there. Then we're going to die cut out each of the 2 pieces, turn them over, and place the extra sticky tape. You know, we always need extra sticky tape, and this is the 1/4 inch, and place it right along that fold, okay? And these are going to be attached to the back of the arch, so it's super, super easy. So you're going to remove the tape, and which is generally the trickiest part to do on camera, because it's, there we go, one little tape, there we go. So I'm going to remove that, then I'm going to place this along the edge, along the back, and even with the bottom of this. So just like that, and that is going to fold over, and it's going to, when you want to stand it up, it's going to insert into the slit. There you go. Then we're going to take the shorter one, do the same thing, remove that top layer, and also, if you ever have to kind of struggle with it, you can use a pokey tool, that works well, or a knife. You also can just push hard on it, and that will lift it for some reason. Okay, you're going to do the same thing. Place it even with the bottom, right along the back of the card, like so. And then there's a slit here, so this is going to go into the slit. This little tab right there is going to go into this slit, and that is how this little one stands up. Really neat, really easily. These will fit into our regular envelopes, and so we have those available for you with just the envelopes alone. And you can see by the sizing they're going to go in any regular die cutting machine. So the Big Shot, the Gemini Junior, whatever you want to use, that's going to work nicely. It is a good idea that when you have these pieces and you have attached the foam tape, or excuse me, the extra sticky tape, to just go over them, so to make sure that those folds will lay flat. Okay, so that's all you need. So easy, but such a great look. Okay, this one that Teresa did for the packaging, this is using window view. And she's used the 6x6, I believe, along with the die cuts, along with the tiny flowers and leaves, and just really, really gorgeous. Now, let me show you what she's done now. So here is our next one. I'm going to go ahead and insert these so that you can see it standing. And I think what's really fun about this is that they can be really simple, or you can really kind of explore with your eye. Look at that. Now, this is using the seascapes and sand. This is using the 6x6 seascapes and sand, which is going to allow you to die cut the back and each of the 2 pieces. It's also using the die cuts and you can see that back there. There are cutouts here, but that was out of the 6x6. And then it also uses some of the solid paper. So let me just show you, and the chipboard on top, but let me show you what she's done. So this back piece is one piece of the pattern cardstock. And you can see that each of these two, and this is the beauty of double-sided paper, don't you think? That they are going to work very, very nicely, going right here and right here. Now, she has used the chipboard, and you see how that dolphin is kind of variegated? Well, let me show you what she did. I'm going to bring in the craft mat, and she took charcoal, Stormy Night, and Dove Gray, these three, and now these are very juicy, so I'm just going to tap them just a little bit. She just put them close together. Kind of hard to see the Dove Gray on the craft mat. And then she did a little spritzing. Then she took the dolphin, so I've got the dolphin here, popped him out, little dolphin. There you go. And just smooshed him into the inks. So we'll smoosh him around. Now, you can't, you're not quite sure what you're going to get, but I think what you'll get will be very nice. Come on, dolphin. And you can smoosh it some more. Maybe put a little more water on it. There we go. Now, when it dries, there we go. So you can see that it's a smooshy colors. They're not solid anywhere. That's what you're getting. And that's what we want to get. So there we go. You want to be careful not to hold him by his tail because that's going to be the weakest part. So you can see what Teresa did. Well, number one, she used the other side of the dolphin. But that's how she created hers. So you can add a little bit more water and you're going to get more of a watery look. Now that's what she did with all of her pieces. So she just put the ink on the craft mat, misted some water, and then dipped the piece in it. As I said, the die cuts and the cutouts just do a nice job. And because the paper has all this sea look, they're right at home in there. And then in the back, they've got the sand going on. Now, with this card, let me put it together. So they do arrive flat when you mail them. And as I said, they'll fit into the regular envelope. But for your greeting, you can put your message on the back and smile, you are loved. This is more of the die cuts that have been cut out, and just glue them right there. Very, very fun. What a fun message. Now, we have another one. And this has got something else going on. In fact, Teresa's had fun with this. Now, let's see, I guess what I should do for you is put this together so that you can see. And in this one, because the backing, she wanted to do a different side to be showing, she cut two of the arches. So she's got one and then a second one in the back. Her only caution is you want to line up the slits because you want to be sure that you're getting so that the tab can go into the slit, okay? So isn't that pretty? Don't you like it? Okay, let me take this apart. So you can see that she used the dot. Oh, this set of papers is from the Teacups and Roses. So this is using the 12 by 12 Teacups and Roses, along with the solid, along with, guess what, the die cuts. Now, the other thing that she added is our Luscious Lace cutting die. So she's using, obviously, the narrow one. Now, Luscious Lace just came out this year, and so she has die cut out of the other two pieces right there. And then she die cut out the lace out of white. And just as you can see, just glued it along the back of the edge. So that's easy. And then So you've got that. And then to further embellish, she went into, this is our Never Before Seen Dazzle stickers. And this has a gazillion. And let me pull them out. Bless the person who packages these and gets them all in there. So she has used the leaves, obviously. She's also used, this has got a lot of different flowers in it. And it comes in 2 different colors for each one. So you can see here, see the hydrangea she didn't use. She did use the butterflies. They're right there. She did use the, let's see. Okay, she's used the tulips. She's also used the windflowers in the pink. I know that this looks just, it's just in your face, but when you pull them off, and in this case, she has put them on white cardstock and then cut along the edge. We call that backing a dazzle. It just looks so nice and just does such a great look with it. So you can see that the leaves were also placed on green. And here are more of the flowers. So there's just a whole collection of things that she has used that are going onto the card, the Bendi card. I'm trying to find the purple, but I'm not succeeding. I think it's buried in here. Okay, take my word for it, it's there. But you can see how she's foam taped them, had some of the other leaves and flowers, dazzles just sticking there. And so you're just really doing kind of the top area because that's what you're going to see. Then on the inside, she anchored everything on one of the die cuts and then glued these pieces down and then foam taped that one. So again, everything is at the top because as you unfold this, you're going to see each of those layers. The Thinking of You and the Get Well, those came from a We're Together, and this is the We're Together Pearls and Pastels. You can see those pinks. Teresa did add, because there certainly weren't enough dazzles here, she added, this is the Thin Line Pearl and Pastel, and you can see the pink down there. And those are tiny pieces, but they just do, they lift their weight very nicely. So this is this one, and then on the back, as I said, she cut another arch and glued it to the back, lining up those slits, being careful to do that. There's lots of hugs is with the We're Together and more of the dazzles out of the Never Before Seen dazzle. A little pink ribbon up here going through that tag, and that finishes this one. Now, our next card is using the Bendi, but in a different way. And what Teresa did is she said, you know, you can use that arch to make a card. So this looks like a Bendi. It's got the layers, but indeed it is an arch card. Very neat. So what she did is she placed that die over her 5 by 6.5 inch card and let it overlap the fold so that it wouldn't cut that, and simply die cut it. Now, you will get the slits, but that's okay because we're going to cover them up. So then she went into the 6 by 6 wood and woodland, you know, that came out last fall, and glued the piece to the front. Now that piece is the white wood and it has the trees in it. That's all one piece. Then she cut out the narrow piece of the die, the narrow die, and did it out of the wood and woodland paper and simply foam taped it on top. So you get that layering because of the art, but also because of how she's executed it with this layer just foam taped on top. How neat. So that means you could even take the other piece and foam tape it if you wanted to. She didn't have to do that on this because the mountains are already in the art, so that worked out nicely. Now, to finish this, she used the wood and woodland cutting dies to die cut out of the brown, out of the solid. And she also used the bigger leaves and ferns. And I'm always surprised by that because I don't think in my head, I would think, oh, I want to go to a bigger thing when I'm doing a card this size. But doesn't that look so nice? Really, really nice. Thank you so much. That's in the cutouts. And then on the inside, she's taken another piece of the 6x6, another of the bigger leaves, another of the wood and woodland cutouts, or excuse me, cutting dies. And then the You Make Me Smile, that's part of the Inside Outside Dazzles also. So that's all done. Now, usually that would end us, but we're not done. Teresa had another idea. She didn't finish it, but she did give me a little Post-it note on this. So she decided that she wanted to do something a little different. And she said, you know, you could use the double diamond background or any of our background dies, put it over the arch shape. And her thought was she wanted to have cascading flowers going up the arch and spilling out. So I offer you that. One other thing to share, my niece Heidi, last Christmas sent me a Bendi card with acetate, and this is using the Snowflakes and Snowfolks papers and the Snowfall acetate. And I thought that was so much fun. Now, Heidi did not have this cutting die to do this, so she did it by hand, and so her dimensions are a little bit different, but I thought how fun that acetate is with a Bendi, and I don't know that I would have thought of that. So what we are going to do is, if you want to do the money saver, you know, that one that's over on the right side of the screen, we will give you 2 sheets of acetate, just so that you can play with that if you want to. So that might be very fun to do. Speaking of fun, I hope you enjoy this Bendi. I think you're going to get a lot of use out of it. It's going to become a staple for you. If you are interested, every single month, Fabulous Folded collection adds 1 new card cutting die. This time it's Bendi card, but every month there's one. If you want to join us, everyone, well, we've got a deal for you. We have a subscription, looks like this, and we will send you the new cutting die before the webisode, so that you have a chance to look at it and play with it, and certainly the instructions are already there and you've got a sample. We will also save 10% off retail, so that's kind of nice. You'll get a free goodie each month. This time it's 2 sheets of the acetate. When you join, you're going to get a free die. That will be our 3D bow die. Okay, so if you're interested, just click on the subscription and we'll get you started with the Fabulous Folded dies. I hope you enjoyed this. I think you're going to have a lot of fun. Teresa not only designed this, she did all the projects except for what Heidi did. So thank you for joining us. And if you're watching us on YouTube, we hope you will like, we hope you will subscribe. We also hope you'll head on over to paperwishes.com, take advantage of the Money Saver on the right side of your screen. By the way, all of the instructions for the 3 cards that Teresa did are down below. You can print them off, just click on the card, you'll see the instructions on the right. We have this thing about the right side of your screen, don't you think? It's where everything ends up. And you can print them out if you want to, or certainly screenshot the projects just to have those with you. Okay, that's it for this month. We'll see you next time, and thank you for being part of our Paper Wishes family.